Hi, welcome back to the first season of the Cracking the Dating Code online audio course. Today's session is arguably the most critical lecture you will ever hear. We're not just talking about surface-level tricks today. We are diving into the core operating system of a high-value man. I want to continue from where we left off in episode 1 and share with you the two most powerful laws passed down to me by my mentor. These are the only two laws you will ever need. When I first learned them, my mentor told me, one represents happiness and the other represents leading her like a father. Over the years, I have refined these into two keywords that you must engrave into your mind: happiness and compliance. Take out your notebooks. If you master these two, you will become invincible. Without them, you can learn 1,000 pickup lines, but they will be useless because your foundation is weak. Let's start with the first law: happiness. This sounds simple, right? But 99% of men completely misunderstand what I mean by this word. When I say happiness, most men think, oh, I need to make the girl happy. I need to be funny. I need to tell jokes like a talk show host. Let me tell you, that was my mistake 6 or 7 years ago. I memorized tons of jokes and routines, trying to get a reaction, but the results were mediocre. I was acting like a clown, begging for her validation. So what is true happiness? True happiness is a state of self-amusement. It is an attitude of being relaxed, carefree, and unbothered by the outcome. It means you are happy within yourself, regardless of what she does. Imagine this scenario. You are on a date. Suddenly, there is an awkward silence. Or maybe you have to wait in a long line for a table. A nervous man will panic. He will think, oh no, she's bored. I need to say something. I need to fix this. That is insecurity. But a man who has mastered happiness doesn't care. He might look around at the scenery, hum a song, or just enjoy the moment of silence. He feels silly, relaxed, and loose. His vibe says, I'm having a great time, with or without you. This state is incredibly magnetic. Women are emotional creatures. They can smell desperation, but they are drawn to abundance. When you are truly happy, not manic, not fake high, but deeply content and relaxed, you become like the sun. The sun doesn't beg the planets to orbit it. The sun just burns bright, and its gravity naturally pulls everything in. If you try to make her happy, you're low value. You are a servant. If you are happy yourself, and you let your joy overflow and infect her, you are high value. You are a king. So, stop watching her face for reactions. Focus on your own enjoyment. If she's being difficult or negative, treat it like a joke. Don't let her darkness dim your light. Now, let's talk about the second law, compliance, or as I prefer to call it, the art of leading. My mentor described this as leading a woman like a father leads his daughter. Now, don't misunderstand. I don't mean you treat her like a child in a disrespectful way. I mean you provide the safety, the direction, and the decisiveness that a father figure provides. Women have a biological, evolutionary need to be led. They crave a man who knows where he is going. Let me give you a painful example. I have a friend who is actually quite wealthy and good-looking. He went on a date with a girl who was, frankly, a 6 or 7 out of 10. He should have easily won the date. But he failed miserably. Why? Because he kept asking for permission. What do you want to eat? Is this place okay? Should we go watch a movie? The girl eventually got annoyed and said, I don't know, you decide. And after dinner, she went home and never replied to his messages again. She told me later, it felt like I was the man and he was the woman. To master compliance, you must abolish the phrase, what do you want to do, from your vocabulary. Instead, you use statements. Let's go to this barbecue place. The meat is amazing. Follow me. I know a hidden bar nearby. This is leadership. You're taking the burden of choice off her shoulders. You're the captain of the ship. Now, what if she says no? What if she says, I don't like barbecue? A weak man gets defensive or apologetic. Oh, sorry. What about sushi? What about Italian? A strong man who understands these laws simply adapts without losing his frame. Okay, no bebeku. Let's do Japanese hot pot then. It's spicy and perfect for this weather. Let's go. Do you see the difference? You're still deciding. You're still leading. You're just changing the destination, but you're still driving the car. These two laws, happiness and compliance, are not separate. They work together like yin and yang. When you are happy, self-amused, and unreactive, you become immune to rejection. If she refuses your lead, you don't get angry. You don't get awkward. You smile, shrug, and lead her somewhere else. Because you are happy, she feels safe. Because she feels safe, she allows you to lead. Because you lead, she feels attraction. If you encounter unexpected situations, like the restaurant is closed, you don't panic. You laugh about it. Haha, look at our luck. It's an adventure. Come on, plan B. This attitude transforms a failed date into a romantic adventure. Any negative thing, her attacking you, her testing you, bad weather, bad service, must be dissolved by your happiness, like snow falling into a volcano. To summarize today's long lesson, you need to cultivate a mindset where you are the source of good emotions, happiness, and the source of direction, leadership. Don't try to explain yourself to women. Don't try to logically convince them to like you. Just be happy and tell them where to go. I want you to listen to this audio at least 5 times. Why? Because these are not just words. They're a reprogramming of your subconscious. Next time you're on a date, catch yourself. Are you waiting for her to smile? Or are you smiling because life is good? Are you asking her what to do? Or are you taking her hand and leading the way? Practice this. Be the happy father figure. Be the unreactive leader. Thank you for listening to episode 2. I will see you in the next class where we will discuss how to physically escalate.